In continuation with the series of the placement of a particular zodiac sign in a particular house of a horoscope, in today's video we are going to talk about the placement of the sign of Taurus in a particular house of a horoscope and the impact and the what type of foundation it is setting up for a native and how it is impacting his personality and the life path in general, regardless of the aspects of the placement of a particular planet in that zodiac sign and house. So stay tuned till the end to know more about how this is going to impact you and what you can do to make the best out of it as per the foundation that is getting set as per the placement of a particular zodiac sign in your horoscope. And as always, if you are new to the channel, then please consider subscribing, hit the bell icon, and please don't forget to share this video and like this video. And this is your star guide Nikita. So let's get started. The sign of Taurus. It is the natural second house of the Kalpurush Kundali. The first house of horoscope is the self, whereas the second house, being second to the first house, is the gain of it. And that is what the sign of Taurus is all about. Wherever the sign of Taurus falls in your horoscope, that is the area of life where you invest your time, energy in a long-term manner. You are not looking for something short-term with respect to the significance of the planet placed there, or even the area of life signified by that house where the sign of Taurus is falling in your chart. And that is the beauty of the sign of Taurus. You have a desire to hoard something, to accumulate something, to generate value, which will in turn give you long-term benefits over the period of time. And that is what the sign of Taurus is all about. Being the gain of the self, all the security, safety, enjoyment is being represented by the sign of Taurus itself. You carry a sense of belongingness towards the significance of the house where the sign of Taurus falls in your chart. Also, there is one important thing about the sign of Taurus is that you be assured that whichever is the area signified by the sign of Taurus as per the placement of it in your horoscope, be assured that you are guaranteed long-term benefits and fruits of your labor throughout your life and in a sustainable manner, provided only if you are putting in your best possible efforts towards that area of life. So the sign of Taurus represents growth, stability, and that is why it is important to be consistent and put in the same amount of energy every other day to gain and to enjoy the most possible benefits of from that area of life. So now, without any further ado, let's get started, and now we will understand how the placement of the sign of Taurus in each house of a horoscope, depending upon your ascendant, how it is going to impact depending upon your own ascendant. You carry a sense of belongingness towards the area and people signified by the house where the sign of Taurus falls in your chart. Also, be assured that you are guaranteed a long-term benefit or growth and stability in the area of life signified by the house where the sign of Taurus falls in your chart, as the sign of Taurus is all about growth and stability, enjoying the fruits of your labor, provided if at all, if only if you are putting in the same kind of consistent efforts towards that area of life. Only then you will be able to enjoy the best possible fruits of your labor because of the sign of Taurus. And that is why it is important to have the growth mindset towards the area of life signified by the placement of the sign of Taurus in your horoscope. And that is the beauty of the sign of Taurus. Now let's understand how it is going to impact each one of us depending upon the zodiac sign that is rising in our ascendant. With the sign of Taurus falling in the first house of horoscope, It means that you have Taurus as your ascendant. You are a reliable person who is headstrong and extremely firm about their values in life. Sometimes stubborn, rigid in opinions, but you are always a caring person who is dedicated and protective towards their own purpose, their value system, and towards their loved ones as well. You love to work hard for yourself and your loved ones just so that you can enjoy the life and its beauty in little things along with your loved ones. Usually, you prefer building your own secure empire and you are always thinking about a secure future ahead. Overall results will be dependent on the planets aspecting and posited in the sign of Taurus in the first house. With the sign of Taurus falling in the second house of horoscope, it means that you have Aries as your ascendant. Your speech pattern carries a sense of firmness and stability, and you love to speak up and stand up for what you truly believe in. Or even when it comes to people, you truly value your loved ones in life. You love to enjoy the current moment and make the best of it rather than wasting your time on thinking about past or future. Let it be about relishing a simple food in your plate or spending good quality time with your loved ones. You are always grateful with all that you have and you look forward to spend such more grateful moments in your life. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the sign of Taurus, that is the second house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the third house of horoscope, it means that you have Pisces as your ascendant. For you, being able to feel grounded and stable through pursuing your interests and hobbies is extremely important, and you truly value doing the same, as it gives you a sense of courage and self-worth. Usually, you don't like to show off your capabilities, but deep down inside, you truly know what makes you stand out from the crowd. Once you fix your mindset or you fix your heart on a certain kind of hobby or a liking, then you believe in pursuing that hobby seriously with dedicated, consistent efforts over the time period. And that is what makes you different than others. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the sign of Taurus, that is your third house. With the sign of Taurus falling in the fourth house of horoscope, it means that you have Aquarius as your ascendant. For you, home is the safest and secure place where you nurture your loved ones. You feel free to be your own self in front of your loved ones. You feel safe to do so. Home is the only place where you prefer taking a little break from the mundane hustle culture and simply sitting back and spending good quality time and enjoying the company of your loved ones. Is that what gives you a sense of peacefulness and contentedness in life? Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited and aspecting the sign of Taurus, that is the fourth house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the fifth house of horoscope, it means that you have Capricorn as your ascendant. You seek stability and long-term growth in your romantic relationship, as well as the hobbies that you pursue. You take your hobbies and interests quite seriously and usually get into them with a long-term plan or a vision, and not just for the sake of passing time. When it comes to getting enrolled in an educational curriculum or pursuing studies, you prefer to weigh your choices wisely and you keep the long-term plans in your mind way before deciding anything as a permanent option. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited and aspecting the sign of Taurus, that is the 5th house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 6th house of horoscope, it means that you have Sagittarius as your ascendant. Your actions are usually focused on the outcome of the persistent efforts that you put into the everyday tasks and routine life. You love to harness your energy into one task at a time, by doing which you make sure that it is producing equal amount of gains and long-term benefits. By doing the same, you retain the energy, and at the end of the day, you make sure that at least majority of the important tasks on your priority list are done. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited and impacting the sign of Taurus, that is the 6th house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 7th house of horoscope, it means that you have Scorpio as your ascendant. You are a well-mannered and grounded person when it comes to dealing with the people of opposite sex. You look for stability in a relationship with your spouse as well as while dealing with your business partners. You want someone as a life partner who is reliable, trustworthy, creative, and who will add a sense of value to your life in a long term. You are usually cautious and highly thoughtful while dealing with other people in general, and that is what makes you different than other people. Overall results will be dependent on the planets posited or aspecting the sign of Taurus, that is the 7th house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 8th house of horoscope, it means that you have Libra as your ascendant. One of the major concerns that you have regarding the bond of marriage or partnership is that you should feel secure and valued and of benefit for all that you do and all that you have to offer to your spouse and your family. You kind of validate yourself from the amount of appreciation your spouse gives you for your efforts, or even from the amount of benefit you are bringing to the relationship to your business partners as well as your spouse, or even sometimes to other people in general. Hence, it is advisable to weigh your choices clearly and not to let the opinions of other people or validation of other people impact you deeply. Overall results will be dependent on the planets impacting, aspecting or posited in the sign of Taurus, that is the 8th house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 9th house of horoscope, it means that you have Virgo as your ascendant. The education and principles acts as a strong foundation to bring in the wealth, prosperity, and mainly security in life that you look for. This is what you strongly believe in. Usually in life, you focus more on bringing the awareness in understanding who and what exactly brings value in your life. And you make sure to weigh your options wisely while making any permanent decisions regarding same. Overall results will be dependent on the planets aspecting or posited in the sign of Taurus, that is the 9th house of your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 10th house of horoscope, it means that you have Leo as your ascendant. You work to earn respect and authority in life, and usually it's the karma that you perform is what brings a lot of value and a lot of reputation in your personality as well as life. It's your work or your karma that brings you immense name, fame, and through which you bring security, stability, and reputation to your own self and your family and your near and dear ones. You love to take hold of the work that you do, and you have some set principles through which you love to get things accomplished, and usually you don't like others nagging around you for what you should be doing and how it should be done. Overall results will be dependent on the planets impacting or posited in the 10th house of the sign of Taurus in your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 11th house of horoscope, it means that you have Cancer as your ascendant. The contacts that you make in the society and the people in your network circle are nothing less than the valuable assets according to you, and you usually don't like to compromise on the quality of them rather than focusing on the quantity factor. You usually look for building stability in your routine income as well, and that is the reason that you look out for the jobs or the career prospects which are offering a lot of safety and security than just short-term benefits. You are always focusing on the long-term benefits when it comes to friends, family, people in the network circle, as well as your routine gains. Overall results will be dependent on the planets aspecting or posited in the 11th house, that is the sign of Taurus in your horoscope. With the sign of Taurus falling in the 12th house of horoscope, it means that you have Gemini as your ascendant. Well, no one else in the world values the power of imagination and creative ideas than you. For you, the real wealth and security lies in being able to generate comfort and stability in reality through utilizing your creativity and innermost thoughts into the form of reality. And that is what sets you different, makes you unique than other people. Usually, you enjoy and lead a comfortable lifestyle and relishing good food with family, spending quality time in doing what you truly believe in and value doing is what gives you a sense of comfort and peace of mind. Overall results will be dependent on the planets aspecting or posited in the 12th house, that is the sign of Taurus in your horoscope.